Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Warning: this video will have spoilers for the first season of Star Wars Skeleton Crew. This video may also include discussions and images related to sensitive subjects such as sex, violence, and drug use. If you choose to continue watching, you are accepting responsibility for that decision. Thank you, and please have a great day.
Hello and welcome to this video. I hope everyone is having fun. Hope everyone is enjoying life. Hope the universe is treating you fairly. I need to point out at time of filming it is 31 degrees outside, and just because the way Texas does their electricity and their billing, and Governor Gregory in Austin has made it where the electric companies can adjust your bill based on their projected profits for the quarter. So it is much easier for us, cheaper, to have a space heater and heat the room that you're occupying and not run the central heat. So there will, from time to time, there's possibly, I said there will, but there's a chance that the space heater in the room, which is off camera, will kick on and you'll get that extra noise. Just kind of giving you a heads up on that up front. But you're not watching this video for heating and cooling issues. You are watching this video because you read the thing, and I'm doing a video on Skeleton Crew, Star Wars Skeleton Crew. I do have a little bit of a cold, so you may see me doing this throughout the video. This is probably, next to Andor, this is probably one of their better live action Disney or Star Wars projects. This show, this first season, now the way the season ended, I don't know if they're going to be able to do a season 2 that is specifically this thing. You can use, I could see them doing a show with the same characters, but a totally different story, which may or may not carry the title of Skeleton Crew. Like I said, this is probably up there with Andor. Actually, in my opinion, it is up there with Andor as far as the live action Star Wars, excuse me. Almost offended a bunch of people there. What makes it good, what makes it what it is the fact that you don't have any of the legacy characters. You don't have Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, Ahsoka Tano, Bo-Katan Kryze. You don't have any of these legacy characters. These are all new characters. You can write their canon. You're free to explore the wide-ranging Star Wars universe without it impacting a legacy character. And this does make sense if you think about it, because as big as a galaxy is, you're going to have things going on that, though they affect the people of this particular branch of the galaxy, it's not near as impactful as it is, say, people closer to the center of the galaxy. This series is another example of Gen X in space. All these characters are Gen X characters. The creator of the show, John Watts, born 1981. He's actually a millennial. Interesting. Yeah, I believe 79 was the last year of Xers. Yeah, he's a millennial. That's interesting. I just looked up John Watts. 1981. Actually, he's a zillennial. He falls into that not a millennial, not a Gen Xer crowd. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah, and of course, the executive producers on it are, of course, Kathleen Kennedy and Colin Wilson, which I think anymore in this day and age, they're just names. I don't think Kathleen Kennedy or Colin Wilson have the same amount of power they did in the early days of Disney Star Wars. I think the fans kind of forced Disney on that one. The heater just kicked on. But to the executive producers, which I do know are Gen X, is Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, both big time Gen Xers. So I imagine their input helped shape the show. Christopher Ford and John Watts are still executive producers. And it's very much, well, even Andor's kind of Gen X in space too, but this is, you have kids doing what kids do. These your main characters of KB, Fran, Wim, and Neil. They're all, or Fern, excuse me. I said Fran, I meant Fern. But Wim, Fern, KB, and Neil. They're all very stereotypical Gen Xers. They do what they want, when they want, how they want, within reason. Parents are busy doing work-related stuff. The kids are neglected for the most part. So yeah, it's it's Gen X, and within the laws or the rules of Star Wars, they get caught up in this adventure. And it's a coming of age, finding out who friends are, why friends are. And it's very much Goonies. If you've watched Goonies or you enjoy if you enjoy Goonies, you enjoyed the movie Goonies, you'll enjoy this. It riffs on the treasure, the home planet that our hero kids come from, is basically it's a giant mint. They mint money. But because they were cut off from the rest of the galaxy and basically forgotten about, it's basically Treasure Planet, another Disney movie. And it riffs on a lot of the same things. The kids go seeking adventure, finding adventure. Jude Law's character. Jude Law plays the character well. But I think with the skill and charisma of these kids, if you would have got any good actor to play the Jude Law's character of John Nawood, pirate captain, you could have had any competent adult actor, because the kids steal the show. And I'm not a real big fan of a lot of kids in stuff. However, if you have a good script, you have good child actors, and you have good direction, those are some of the best stories. Time Bandits, Goonies, the aforementioned Goonies, just stuff like that, where if you take the time and you have the people, you can do this. And they did that. That's one of the things they did right in this show. There's a episode, just a little halfway over, it's called No More Friends Again, in which the character of KB has all we know is she's in an accident. She was in some kind of accident and suffered a severe traumatic brain injury, and has a cyborg unit, has basically implanted cybernetics. And in this episode, one of the components of the cybernetics is deteriorating, and KB and Wim have to fix it. And you find out that KB was very fearful of not living up to the unaugmented children's expectations. And Wim is basically like, look, we don't care. You're our friend. We're going to help you. We're going to stand by you. This is what we do. And that just comes to the realization, joyous shock to KB that, that all this time she was fearful of this thing that didn't matter, because the people that were her friends regardless. And it's a very, very moving thing, because the character that plays Wim, Ravi, R-A-V-I, Conyers, C-O-N-Y-E-R-S. He pulls off that incredibly naive super honesty. He does it very, very well. The actress who plays KB, Karina Kratter, Kratter, Kratter. She plays it real well. In fact, in the series, my two favorite characters are Neil and KB. And I think I have this thing, and my wife has pointed it out to me several times, that I have this thing for not gravitating toward like main characters or popular characters. I gravitate toward maybe the support group. And but that's what Neil and KB, they support their relative. KB is Fern's friend at the beginning, and Neil is Wim's friend. And they kind of, they kind of support and augment and help each other. You have these two binaries, and these two binaries are forced together, and you get these four friends that started out at the beginning of the show that couldn't stand each other, and by the end of the show they can't not imagine being friends with each other. It's very worth the time. There's a lot of good things that the themes that they underline the show with friendship, betrayal, be careful who you trust. The good guys aren't always the good guys, and the bad guys aren't always the bad guys. Finding your way out of this naivety, because their home world, or the planet that they come from, is being cut off for we don't know how long. At least the time of the Old Republic, maybe, because that's what they're, or maybe the Republic, because at the last episode we find out that the last transmission the planet received was right after Order 66, when they were told that the Jedi had betrayed the Chancellor and tried to overthrow the Senate. So yeah, so 20 years, 30 years maybe by this point. They missed out on the Clone Wars. They missed out on the Empire. They missed out on the Rebellion. So you've got this kind of world that's been insulated, and you have this huge thing where, other than what the specific task of this planet was, you didn't have any growth. You didn't have any outside input. You didn't have any other influences. And these four kids, are going out. They go out into space, and they find, that things are bigger, brighter, scarier, deadlier, funnier, happier than what they were in the world. The world that they were on at Atten, yes, it was nice. It was pleasant. Nothing bad ever happened up until this point. This idyllic communist utopia, and it is, and the world is very there's a lot of communist fundamentals in this world, a lot of communist socialist things going on, and it's, like I said, it's a beautiful story. It's a wonderful story. And as I said earlier in the video, I think what makes it so strong, makes it so good, is the fact that you don't have the legacy characters to deal with. You don't have to worry about messing up Luke Skywalker's timeline, or Ahsoka Tano's timeline, or Grogu's timeline, or, Anakin Skywalker's timeline. You've got these new characters, and a galaxy that is vast enough where you can have these independent things going on that are affected by the larger story, but in the end, they're their own story, their own group. So yeah, I really hope we get some more stories, live action, animation, maybe novelization of these characters. The thing is the kids are all the child actors are all between the ages of like 12 and 15. So they're getting ready to hit that growth spurt, and by the time they get around to filming a season 2, they're going to be significantly taller, significantly bigger. So you're going to have to do some finagling with your story. Maybe we come back and they've left the planet, they've come into the ship, and they're out doing their own thing in space. You know, I mean, we are talking about a universe in which you have 13-year-olds leading troops in the battle. Padawan Ahsoka Tano in the Clone Wars. So, realistically, 15 to 18-year-old kids flying around a galaxy in their own little spaceship having fun and getting into adventures. In Star Wars universe, that's not that far-fetched. And it goes with that theme of Gen X in space from these people that were creators, that created these things. So yeah, check it out. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. And if you've watched it, give it another rewatch. Look at it through 14 or 15-year-old eyes if you can. It's just, and remember, like, for those of us like me that grew up in the original trilogy, you know, the wonder of it all. Try to re-embrace that, you know, take that in. Just so, with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Hope you're all doing well, and those of you that are in areas where it's cold, I hope you stay warm. And people that are in areas of the planet right now that are really hot, hope you stay cool. And let's keep California in our thoughts and prayers, people. It is doing the California burn thing again. So until next time, be a good human. Be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?